Tomorrow, we're going to go over Team Dignitas and how they're going to do in Season 5. Nothing changed. I'm going to give them their own video anyway. Team Dignitas coming through with the same 5 folks as they had last year, although not of their own choice. Zeros in the mid lane, and Cubo in the jungle, and Trix Tank, and Arkle, and Variety. Same guys, same roster, same people. Ding. But these guys are very talented. But F-Town, they didn't even make Worlds last year. What's going on? That was a one-time thing. I hope. And that's basically the biggest conversation that we're going to have here today, and pretty much for the rest of the, at least spring split, is which was the fluke, right? Team Dignitas throughout the regular season last year, Variety came through, made a new team, and then became Team Dignitas, right? They crushed spring split and won the LAN. They crushed summer split and won the LAN. They did well fall split and lost the LAN, which means they don't go to Worlds. Boom, that's it. That's just, see you later. No world championship. If you ask me, Team Dignitas was the single best team in 2017. Yeah, it's 2018. Last year, Team Dignitas was the best damn team on the block. Better than United. The world champions. Though not by much. United was nasty. But Team Dignitas, I think, was the best fucking team in the world. And they screwed it up at Super Regionals. Now, Arkle was sick. There's something to say for that. I believe in a world with no excuses, but I believe in a world in identifying all of the variables. And identifying that Arkle was sick is a big deal. I will admit that. But at the end of the day, the team didn't pull through. If it's just Arkle, y'all should be able to pick up the slack. Didn't happen. So you gotta, but that's the end of my complaining about Super Regionals, okay? So if the guys from Dignitas are watching this, don't worry, I'm not gonna rash you for screwing up Super Regionals. I think you deserve one swat of the behind. Bad boy. You're punished for a week, no Game Boy. But like, you know, you can still go to prom, right? Like I'm not super, what's done is done. And now I'm looking towards the future. Now, during the offseason, these guys actually did want to move around. I'm not going to give you too many details, but these guys did want to leave. But they couldn't because of contracts. Dignitas was signed for 2 years, not 1 year, which means last year was year 1, this year is year 2. They don't have the luxury of leaving teams and restructuring and changing like some of the other guys did, right? I think the European scene would look very different right now. I will say that Energy and Obey, those were 2 of the teams that were interested in sort of, you know, that the Dig guys were interested in joining up with. And those 3 teams would look completely different if Dig weren't signed. But they are, and that's the reality of it. And I'm honestly glad that they're signed. Like, a lot of times, I think in pro competition, when you're kind of stuck in contract negotiations, or like not negotiations, just stuck in a contract, there's this feeling like, oh, that kind of sucks. The players probably feel that way. But I'm glad, because this is a roster, like I said, that last year I think was the best team in the world. If they got to Worlds, I think they would have won, and they just screwed it up when Arkle was sick at Super Regionals. I'm glad that there's this outside force. I don't believe in fate or nothing, but I'm glad that there's this outside force that's forcing Dignitas to play again, because I don't buy it. I don't buy that they are bad enough to not make Worlds twice, right? I said earlier, the conversation, the question is, which is the fluke? The failure at Super Regionals or the success beforehand? And I think, very honestly, that the failure at Super Regionals was the fluke. I think that this team is way too good to not be one. Look at the Raw roster. Cuvo Fred was considered maybe the best jungler / player in the world. He usurped adapting at certain points last season, which is an unheard of idea. And even if you don't agree that he was better than adapting at some point last year, the very fact that there was a conversation about it says something. Zero's best player in the world for my money at the time, before Super Regionals. Variety literally left Obey to create a better team because he was better than the rest of the squad, I think, in his eyes. I don't know. Those aren't his words, but that's what it seems like. And frankly, sure. That's one of those that, like, when Variety did that, I wasn't upset. I wasn't offended. I wasn't sitting here like, you're going to crash and burn. I was like, well, maybe you'll do it. Who knows, right? He's that good. Trickstank, legendary player. Arkle was the one question mark originally and absolutely performed everywhere except for Super Regionals. Now, you could make your conversation that if you perform everywhere but Super Regionals that you're actually screwing it up, that you're not clutch enough or something. Sure, I'm down to have that conversation, but we're talking holistically right now, and the Team Dignitas is nasty, and I'm glad that they have to play again because this team can win. Even with the competition around, I think this team can win. Coming into the spring split, that's what I'm going to be watching almost the most is which Team Dignitas do we get? The fact that they wanted to make a new team and couldn't, are they going to be salty about it and play crappy, right? Which are they in their heads about falling down during Super Regionals? Is that a thing that's sticking to them? Or are they just like, well, I guess we're here. Let's just order and see what happens. And I really hope that that's the Team Dignitas that we get. I think they're a powerful-ass team. And I want them, frankly, I want them to win. I love watching these guys play. Team Dignitas, same team, hopefully a different turnaround this time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Holler at me, and I will see you later. It's the outro. Peace.